Alright, we're back. I checked the damage on this weapon real quick. The Great Sword of Judgment. If I remember correctly, it said it added around 80 damage. Unscalable when you make it light. And this has about 350 damage combined. 1 sec. Sorry. So yeah, about 350 damage, so that plus 80. The Claymore has 413. So if I buff this with its weapon art, it is slightly more damage. However, if I were to use the Claymore and use a magic weapon on it, it would just be better. But we can try it out for a little bit, see how it is. Anyhow, I also did some reading on Cirrus, and I think I messed up. 1 sec again, my throat is just acting up right now. Yeah, so we messed up her questline. Well, I messed up, you guys didn't mess up. So I don't think I'm gonna get her armor set or anything like that. I mean, that's fine. It's, you know, I'm playing mostly blind, so it's bound to happen. If I'm playing a second playthrough, I will properly read up on it and take it from there. Anyways, I also checked the footage. Didn't get anything else than the shadow armor set and the claw, so we'll check out that right now. What do we have? No poise, no defense. Gotcha. What does this say? Black cloth mask worn by spooks from an eastern land. Sacrifices defense for greater mobility. The late king Osirios was obsessed by dragons, to the extent that he would later be known as the Consumed King. Countless assassins were sent to end his reign, but none returned. It's the same description on all of the pieces of gear. No, that's sorcerer though. Yeah, there we go. Same. And save. Well, it is very thematic. It did say you get mobility. I wonder if they just mean that it weighs less, or if it has some built-in innate mobility boost. I don't know. Feels... it kind of looks cool. If it wasn't for the fact that I've spec'd heavily into like carrying capacity and stuff, I would totally use it. Just not with this. Let's see, what was I using? Exile? I think I was using Exile there. Okay, let's check out the claw. First time I see a claw weapon. Let's see. Actually forgot to check the stats. Built-in bleed. slash thrust. C scaling on dex, that sounds fun. Weapon favored by intelligence intelligencers of an eastern land. The laceration it inflicts do not mend easily. When two-handed, claws are equipped in each hand. Skill Leaping Slash. Perform a forward leaping slash at the opponent's head. When successful, functions as a headshot, inflicting heavy damage. They don't look half bad. Not gonna lie, they don't look awful. Pretty decent attack speed. Not daggers, I think, but... Wait, let's just try the light spam. Okay, and light heavy. Light, light, heavy. Light, light, light. Into heavy. Oh. What the? Why is he pointing down? I mean, she... So what's up with looking at the ground? That's a pretty decent... Seems like an okay... Oh, that looks good. Looks very good, honestly. I'm intrigued. Not even kidding, I'm actually intrigued by this. Those gloves look horrible. This. So do they too. Actually kind of look a little bit better. Yeah, they look way better actually. I'm not entirely against using the claws. I like that they're different. Not gonna lie. I can use better looking gloves. What's the... Yeah, I like them. The heck?
Ah, well met is good, wasn't he?
Where are you at, claws? There we go. Titanite shot. Let's go. Let's check out this damage output. What are we looking at? Chunk. No, can't do that. I think. Where's the Claymore? Yeah, I need a chunk for that one. I also need Titanite scale for the Dragon Rider bow. That's annoying. Remember to infuse. Obviously that's bad. But a sharp? Is that better? That's 202 as it is, and without that is 218, 226. That is a sizable upgrade. I'm into this. What happens if I infuse it with poison? If I infuse it with poison, it keeps its bleed and it gets poison. If I infuse it with blood, it only gets slightly more bleed. Wait, how does that work? What? How is that a thing? If I... It looks like it gets more benefit from going bleed plus poison rather than dumping it all into bleed. Is that the case with all weapons? It is? What about a poison weapon? Yeah. That is so odd.
Pretty be careful.
It's so odd. Okay. I promise I will go soon. I'm just very intrigued by this weapon, actually. And if we were to switch, find Claymore there. Oh, it has a parry? Wait, what? See, can parry. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's use it a little bit. Let's see how it is. And then we'll go back to using the not go back to, but then go use the judgment thing. When I read about the series, I forgot her name, series thing, I didn't read any spoilers or anything. I just tried to quickly see what the hell I misunderstood. I think I just mistimed some stuff. Apparently there's supposed to be a shield here for finishing for killing her grandfather. Somewhere. I didn't quite get where. It's supposed to be a grave somewhere. Maybe not here. Let's see. I actually don't remember if it was before or after this. It's just a shield, so if I don't find it, it's not a big deal. I'll go find it later. No, that's not it. Killed that guy? Interesting. Okay, well, never mind. Can't see it. Wait. Is that it? See something over there? Is that it? I think it is. Sunset Shield, yeah, that's the one. I figured since we already got his loot, we might as well check it out quick and then move on.
Welcome home, speak. Ashen one has the eyes of a bird. Farewell, let me.
Let's see. Let's quickly check out this shield. See what it says. Shield of the Holy Knights of the Sunless Realms, engraved with a brilliant flame crest that burns brightly within the Order's customary sunset colors. This design symbolizes those who both harbor and oppose the power of flame. Skill parry. Well, parry we know. Alright, let's move. Said I was gonna check out what was behind that door. So let's check out what's behind that door. I'm not gonna leave a cliffhanger and not climb it. Okay, didn't expect blood splatter. I can hear something. Takes a little bit longer to kill. But actually dead silent in here. Not a single sound. Path of the Dragon. Is that a gesture? Oops. I need gestures. Why is there a blood stain here? Liar. Probably liar. Titanite scale is the one. Why are so many people dead? Am I missing something? What's up with all these blood splatters? Probably messed up something. Maybe it's a side quest or... What does this say? Fine work. Didn't even see where this guy died. Oh, I don't see anything. Maybe I just missed a quest or something. Untended Graves. Let's go. Driving stone. Oh, let's be baited into this item. I see you up there. This seems very similar to the starting area. Oh, warning. Stagger. Actually, the heavy staggers, kinda. Not awful. These wardens are actually no joke. I'm not sure if I should be... Okay. Not sure if I should be using the... Oh, chunk. Do they drop chunks? Not sure if I should be using the claw here. Maybe go for something a little bit more. You can see me. Come at me, bro. Wow. Oh my god. Can't believe he got a hidden. Even though I was the one to engage. I call BS. I'll call Mega BS. Mega BS. The dogs are just made to chip your life away. That's it. They bring absolutely no other value. Lots of chunks. It's gonna be hard to justify not using the Claymore. Give me a second. Alright, just checking if I was recording. It's probably a boss area. Let's go check out all the other areas. Maybe I should be using the torch. Vision of dark. I think that's an NPC, right? Just in case it isn't. Where the hell? here? Yeah, it's NPC. Oh my god. I did not expect that. Need to go heal. Expect that either. Being annoying. Oh, seriously? Okay. I don't really have the patience to be like dealing with this crap. Oh, that was close. Mildly annoying, but that's okay. Didn't get anything? Upsetting. Okay, but let's try this one. Let's try this one. Okay, before we proceed, actually, I want to see what was in the back, because there was something else over there. Also, I just need to make sure I have the correct rings on. Yeah. Actually didn't see the dagger on the offhand. Till I got parried twice. Oh, not these assholes. Can I rush in and kill that? Didn't even hit. Well, that's perfect. You okay over there? Oh, he's okay. Strafe. I was just trying to see if I could strafe that. I could. Can't actually hit it. Oh, that's fast. Jesus. No time to react. Actually, this isn't much of a reactive game. You just have to know beforehand and preemptively dodge. Increase FP restored with I actually thought about this, but I think they deliberately made the input lag so high. And it's also even higher because I'm using a mouse and keyboard. Probably did it so you won't be able to just casually react to everything. Probably did it so that you're forced to have to take hits and just learn to memorize the fight. Memorize all the creatures. Oh, I see now. It's not a boss fight, it's these two. I thought they were spirits, they're different colors. Get out of the water. Oh, there he is. That did nothing. Yeah, I don't... the attack is nice, but... I don't see the point. Maybe it scales with intelligence and that's why I did nothing, but then there's no point for me to use it. Unless I change my build. Which I might just go into Dex Intelligence or something like that. To be able to use some spells. He got stuck. I don't know if you saw, but he tried to roll and got stuck. Just got a lot of Titanite scale as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to put it into the Great Sword of Judgment. Not yet, at least. Unless I change my build, which I might do. If I want to use those really heavy-hitting spells, I need a lot more in. And then maybe that sword is going to be good. This place looks like exactly like where we spawned. It is the place. Yeah, it is the same spot. I mean, as much as I like the claw, I might switch to it. It doesn't beat just one-shotting stuff. It's just less work. Can't really go wrong with less work. Oh, it's not dead. Oh. Actually didn't want to do the jumping attack. I want to do the stab attack. Character went into jumping attack. Do we have to fight the boss again? This place seems pretty much the same, except from the boss. I mean, the lizard snakes, there were 2 of them. I don't have the best flask economy up until this point. See the guy, target him. Nope. Or hit the other thing, sure. And blessing. Oh man. Didn't see him because of the menu. my god, no way. Just lost a flask. Yeah, that was expensive. Holy shit, I made so many mistakes. Who's this though? This is gonna be expensive. Let's go. Let's just do it. Am I doing this again? Problem is I actually don't remember the fight. I remember that. Didn't know he did a martial artist kick. It's new. Oh. Roll. Oh, that's my bad. Oh, the delay. It's so hard to fight reactively when there's a massive input delay. Just gonna take that one. Ugh. Close. You see my last dodge there? Dodge the kick. Epic. 2 points if you know which YouTuber that is from. Yeah. Yeah, the massive delay on controls is so awful. What, 100k souls, by the way. Black Knight Glaive. That sounds fun. Yeah. I like smooth, crisp controls in my games. I really do. I think that a good reactive, reactionary control scheme is very good. This insane delay makes it really hard to beat enemies on the first try.
Welcome home, Ashen One.
Because you have to take a couple of punches to the face.
Very
Let's
well,
see.
then take. Let these souls withdraw from their vessels. Manifest.
Do I want to put it into intelligence now? Nah, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it later. No, not vitality. Yeah, no, not vitality. Let's put it into strength. Let's get some damage. It's been a while since we dumped anything to strength.
Welcome, speak. Ashen One, may I post as a...
And for the time being, we are using the Claymore.
Ah?
It's just so good. Dancer's Crown. Oh, I didn't see this. Bye. Gundyr. Oh, this might be good armor. This might be very good armor. I need Need to purchase.
Ashen 1.
Purchase must be done.
Just what needs? Weapons and what? So,
Let's see, can I reinforce you now? Oh, I need one more chunk. I need one more. Greyrat is not back.
Ah, yes. There is one thing. There is a whether. Do stay.
Should I go try to kill a couple of those wardens?
Back again, I suppose. I don't mean to take in the fight. Come again.
Talk to our buddy over here.
Aha, so. Most illustrious.
Did I get a soul? I didn't actually check. Here we go. Gundir's Halberd. Or Prisoner's Chain. Increase vigor, endurance, and vitality, but take more damage. That sounds awful. Actually, it might be good. Halberd of Gundir, the champion. Received when he was charged with his duty. This old cast iron halberd has the power to break poise and is said to never crumble. Seeming to suggest that Gundir was fated to eternal service from the beginning. Skill, Champion's Charge. Hold spear at waist and charge at foe and use momentum to transition into a sweeping strong attack. Prisoner's Chain. Portion of a steel chain used to restrain Gundir, gain vigor, endurance, and vitality, but take extra damage. A prisoner is one who has staked everything on a belief, a proclivity most apparent in the greatest of champions. Sure, let's go for the ring, I guess.
Treat.
I'm never gonna use the halberd. Anyways, we got a new weapon. Did we not? Okay. Strength weapon. Spin sweep. Halberd, what's this? Glaive of the Black Knights who wander the lands, used to face chaos demons. The unique attack of this glaive greatly reduces enemy poise, reflecting the tremendous size of the enemies that the knights have fearlessly faced. Skill spin sweep. Sweep foes in a large spinning motion and utilize momentum to transition into an overhanded strong attack. Smash. Cool looking weapon. There's a thing attached to it. Oh, I forgot to check the rolling attack on the claw. That's a weapon arch. Weapon arch plus heavy. Not awful. I can see why someone would want to use that. It looks pretty cool. Wait, a double roll? Oh, that is... Honestly, the claw is impressing me. I think this is a very good PvP weapon. I might be wrong. But it's just genuinely impressing me. The moveset seems so good. Oh wait, this is not where I... This is where I went. Just out of curiosity, what does it look like if I... That's not bad looking. Now the real fight begins. Oh, is this where like the final boss is? Then we do not go that way. We have plenty to do. Actually, we don't have plenty to do. Well, I do have 2 DLCs. Still have that wolf thing. Not sure if I should beat the game first or do the DLC or... casually just spawn. Let's try our... Let's see. That's some good stagger. Doesn't quite kill though. And definitely didn't start any bleeding. Look at this. It does take a crap ton of stamina, but... Oh wait, I was supposed to head back to farm Chunk. Night Chunk, hold on. It's quite a long walk, isn't it? From here, actually, isn't it? I just need 1 chunk. Yeah, I mean, I like the claw. I really like the claw. But it is a lot of work. And I don't want to do a lot of work right now. Let's see. I don't know if I just got lucky or if those wardens actually drop a lot of chunk. Correct. Try killing a couple and see what happens. Oh, what the hell? There's a bonfire here. Titanite shard. There we go. Titanite chunk. Well, it's hard to argue against using the Claymore now. That's for sure. Considering it's +9.
Just what?
Yeah, that is damage. Oh, never mind. It's also plus 10. Cause why not?
Pretty.
Oh, that's a massive damage spike. Yeah, there's no weapon in my arsenal that can even compete with this now. This is the weapon. I actually didn't expect the plus it's fine. Ah, something is invading me, or? Looks like it. Either that or I'm being pulled into... Yeah, I got invaded. Oh, that didn't work. That's annoying. He's obviously a trash player. I could have killed him if I didn't get stun locked like that. Ah, that's annoying. I should have hit him. I hate PvP, man, in this game. It's so bad. I should have hit him. I don't know why the game didn't register a hit there. He dodged like 3 seconds after my swing was finished. Should have been stun locked. Well, this is why PvP in this game is absolute shit. It really is pretty bad. It's arguably the worst PvP I've ever experienced in any game. Trying to think where that was again. Oh, I remember. Yeah, no need to go here. But yeah, it's pretty awful PvP. I don't really understand why it's this bad. They must have done it on purpose, honestly. Why? I don't know. Hood of Prayer, Robe of Prayer. The only reason I can think of is that either they're just too lazy, or they just want to make it different. So they thought making it shitty would make it stand out. Having some weird justification for why it's so bad. Prince Lothric's Hood. The prince, destined to be a Lord of Cinder, was cherished by the royal family, despite being born into illness, a frail and shriveled child. His swaddling clothes were made of aged, coarse cloth used in ancient prayers and are all that he has ever worn. It's not trashy. It's the same. Actually looks fine. Actually doesn't look all that horrible. get the... Oh. What? Didn't I get 3 items? Okay, I think I got 3 items. Whether gloves or boots. They all have the same text, so it doesn't matter. But yeah. Anyways, let's continue. Shitty PvP aside, the rest of the game is pretty... Oh. Let's check it. The rest of the game is pretty decent. But the bad PvP really... really ruins a lot, honestly. Because I like PvP. I think getting closer? It is getting closer. It's getting quite a bit closer. It is definitely turning towards. Oh, there was somebody hiding up here. Not hiding. Oh, there's multiples of them. Oh, I didn't see. Didn't need to take that hit. That was unnecessary. Definitely something up here. Oh shit! What the? That was a cool move. Can I have that? No stamina to roll. That was a pretty cool attack. Was he sitting in here? No, he must have dropped down. Secret? No secret. Yeah, he must have dropped down. Or he mustn't have. I could have been completely blind. Oh. Fatty ahead. Winged Knight Helm. Oh, that's his that's his stuff. Sacred Bloom Shield. Let's read that. I tend to forget reading about shields actually. Spell parry. Interesting. A treasured antique of the Way of White, known to some as the Sorcerer's Bane. The large blossom design that graces the shield is said to be a sacred flame, and the shield is blessed with high magic protection. Skill, spell parry. Repel an attack at the right time to follow up with a critical hit. Works while equipped in either hand. Also deflects spells. That seems really good. But PvP is absolute trash, so I'm gonna go ahead and say no real point. That was stupid. I remember to try out the winged equipment once we... Well, this isn't that dangerous. He said, for dying. For some reason I didn't hit that guy. Game is being just really frustrating at the moment. I saw the guy with the crossbow in the back. Oh no, not one of these. That's my bad. Didn't look around the corner. I keep forgetting that the game just does everything it can to chip away at your health before you hit any meaningful encounters. I'm just running into it too. That's a live dragon. I can see it breathing. Let's just deal with this thing. Also hear something breathing heavy. Oh, that's a winged knight. I see the halberd. I was actually gonna say, I wonder if... Oh, there's a bonfire. I wonder if that would dual-wielding winged knight. Big guy. He drops those weapons he was using. I think I've seen someone use those in PvP before, so I suspect he is droppable. Yeah, I think it's definitely breeding. Why is there two different routes up here? Seems tired though. Yeah, I can't get up there. That's a bummer. Let's just heal. Let's see what the hell's about to happen. Actually, let's go spend our money. I want to buy those... I want to buy armor sets. I mean, I can imagine what's about to happen. There's a dragon there. It's not a lot of mysteries. Let's see. We got winged knight stuff. Right. That looks awful. Even the mask is awful with that freaky smile. What does it say? Armor of the winged knights who swore themselves to the angels. Worship of the divine messenger was viewed as heresy in Lothric and unrecognized by any of the 3 pillars of rule. This is believed to be why Gertrude, the heavenly daughter, was imprisoned in the lofty cell of the Grand Archives. It is stronger. Okay, and that was it. Didn't really say anything else on that. Exile. Is there any room for me to use these? No, not with nothing. Let's buy some stuff before we go say hello to the dragon. Let's try this stuff first. Once I buy all of the pieces,
Ashen
we'll look at it. Dragon barracks. That makes no sense. Does that mean that there is a barrack that trains dragons? Or did they just name their barracks the dragon barracks? Actually, maybe they do train dragons. Maybe the dragons are on their side. Oh, you are alive. Okay. Did not expect that. Ooh, maybe that's why that guy that was running up there had the mimic helmet on. He was farming this dude for some reason. I wonder what it was farming for. I was talking about one of the other players that ran up. Phantom. Let's see, Great Lance. This lance features a long pole and was originally intended to be used by knights for jousting. This weapon is primarily used in charge attacks and would require tremendous strength and dexterity to be handled by a mere foot soldier. Skill, charge. The weapon art. Right. Hideous weapon, but okay. Now, does that mean that there are knights who are alive hidden among these? This one seems suspicious. Never mind. What the hell? What made this thing? It did? Alright, very good. No ambushes. Sit here and do like the bow and arrow thing again. This is where I would love to have some yeah, not have some poisonous arrows then. Let's go up and see what happens though. First let's attempt a fight, a regular fight. And I think there is a world where we can run past this, but yeah, I need arrows. I need a lot of arrows. Let's stock up and see how much damage we do. If we don't do too much damage, I might need to go grab some poison arrows. Just go for the cheap one. So I don't really have that much money. I probably have some souls I can use, but...
Ashen 1.
Wait, the guy that sells poison arrows isn't here. Is he? Grey Rat isn't here.
Ah, speak for...
Or is it you? It's
Be
knives.
safe. Oh,
Yeah, the guy that sells poison arrows, I think, isn't here.
Ah?
Not you, right? Yeah, we have to rely
Ashen
on...
one.
Well, let's see first how much damage we do. Maybe we actually do quite a bit of damage here. This isn't like the first few episodes where we fought that dragon. Well, fought is a strong word. Poked at the dragon until it got tired and flew away. In the booty it goes. Oh, that's such a bad day. Should not be doing that. Right. First, let's see if I can buff my... I think I might have tested this before and it didn't work. Let me try it again. Maybe one of these other bows are better, but... yeah, that doesn't quite work. Well, that is quite okay. Let the boredom begin. Yeah, this is gonna take a little bit of time. I think I'm just gonna shoot over here. Actually, it's not that slow. Actually, it's quite slow. Yeah, this is this can't be it. Oh, that did more damage. But substantially more damage. Wait, do I have a ring that deals more bow damage? Should have a ring, right? What's stupid is that the time it's taking me to find this weapon is eating up on all the time I would save by, I mean ring. It's eating up all the time saving from using a ring that would... Yeah, well, that didn't help me out at all. It's okay, the life pool is going down reasonably fast. I'm sure the Dragon Slayer arrows would do bonus damage to dragons, but I only have 10. And I don't know. It's gonna be useful later in the game. Alright, we're halfway. And apparently dragons in this universe don't care if they're... hand? Claws? Wingtip? Whatever you call this. Gets filled with arrows. Let's see if he dies or flies away. I really have nothing else to say about this. I wish I could commentate this, but this isn't exactly esport levels of skill and strategy that we're seeing here. It's literally me holding one button and clicking the other. My left hand isn't even on the keyboard right now. I'm kind of scratching my leg. Because it's itchy, if you're wondering why. They both just died? I mean, I'm not complaining, it saves me a lot of time, but... What? The first one died and the second one's like, well, now I want to die too. Alright. Did you just lose out on potential loot? No, the loot is up there. No, it's not. Did I just mess up? Ember. Fine gem. That's good. I was in need of one. Actually, a little bit worried that I might have just messed up some loot. I should have thought about that before. I need to check. I need to read to see if I maybe didn't do something completely idiotic right now. Maybe you're supposed to kill them upstairs. Hello. Let's go upstairs and see. Roger. seeing what's over here. Soul. What the? Oh, it's one of these. Well, I can't fight it when it's in the corner like that. Okay, this time it's following me. Stupid camera. There we go. This was Erythil, that weapon. Is that the twin weapon of the Erythil straight sword? Where you at? Where are you at? I was kind of hoping for a great sword, actually. What the actual hell? Where is it? AI. There it is. As built-in Colt. Expected. Thrusting sword bestowed upon the Outrider Knights of the Boreal Valley. This weapon is shrouded in frost and causes frostbite. Every Outrider Knight one day evolves into a beast, constantly hounded by Pontiff Sullivan's black eyes. Shield Splitter. Aim carefully and attack in a large forward lunge to pierce through an enemy's shield and inflict direct damage. Seems like a good, annoying PvP weapon. Seems like a good light spam weapon. Yeah, I was really hoping for something more interesting. Dual daggers. Oh. Dual dagger, frost daggers would be nice. Titanite scale. Spirit Tree Crest shield. More reading. That's what happens when lore is in weapons. Where is it? Looking at a knight's shield engraved with a crest depicting a spirit tree. One of the enchanted blue shields. The spirit tree crest shield greatly reduces lightning damage. Parry. It's just a parry. Twinkling Titan. Twinkling Titan. Maybe we should try to upgrade something that requires twinkling. I haven't done that. Usually wall. That is a lie. That is a great lie, sir. something transformed. See knights over there. What the? What happened? What the hell was that explosion? What? Just a random landmine in the middle of the castle. That's not weird at all. Maybe it was the axe. Yeah, I'm cheesing the crap out of this one. I hate fighting these. Not because they're hard, but because the game just can't handle the camera. Eat poop, friend. I can't wait to kill this thing so the annoying sound vanishes. What now? Why did my second there's another one, isn't there? Chunk. Chunk. It feels kind of weird when the game just decides to... I should have let that thing transform. Drop something special the first time you kill. Needs to come loot all this crap. There's 2 pieces of loot that I missed going down here. Lightning. No! That's fine. Be wary of beating to pull. I can hear it. Oh, there it is. Can you see them hanging off the walls? I mean, I can see it. And hear it. Hidetaka. Oh, what a delayed attack. You are annoying, sir. God, I hate those delayed attacks. Just sits there with his halberd in the air. Give me a moment to stop thinking. There we go. Better. Fought many of those. So sniper crossbow. I'm not gonna jump down here, because who would want to do that? Let's see. Sniper crossbow. Kinda heavy, but it has decent power. No, not really. Long-range heavy crossbow used by Karim snipers. Its lengthy base makes aiming difficult, and accurate usage requires a trained dexterous hand. Uses tackle. That's simply. I guess it has a longer range, so the damage fall off is less. I need to actually respawn somewhere, use a bonfire, and let him. I have to remember to do that. Kill that guy. Just that guy. Just have to keep that guy. Oh, crap. And I also still need to get up to the dragons in case there's loot there. That was me being way too dramatic, by the way. Obviously, there was no need to be so dramatic because of that dead end. Let's see. Can I drop down here? Without taking a massive amount of damage. Somehow that is okay. Titanite chunk. Look, I think we have... Oh, that scared me. I think we have enough Titanite chunk to upgrade one more weapon. But I'm not sure if we have slab. No, I know we don't have slab. We only had one. Tight spot. Finger required ahead. Haha. Undead bone shard. That is very good. That is very good. Can I get up from here? Please? That was kind of glitchy. Tempted to use the bonfire, but I'm afraid any items that these dragons drop may vanish if I use a bonfire. I also see that item up there. What the? Let's deal with these bomb throwers first. I see it. This game just can't leave me alone with those. Well, let's explore what we missed at the bottom. Fireplace? Or an oven? Firebomb? Is that a hint to use firebomb on those green, I mean black and gooey things? I guess I just don't have that many. Black firebombs, that is. Shut your mouth. Just ninja assassin all of these people. I say people, I mean that loosely, of course. At this point, it really doesn't matter if people... I mean, it never really did, to be honest. That people left those in front of those mimics. It's only relevant for people that haven't played any Dark Souls before. Let's scale. Stop throwing stuff at me. I guess the game is actually showering you in Titanite scale right now. Which in my opinion is a little late, but alright. Ooh, a red-eyed greatsword user. Probably hit hard. Ah. To aggro the other one. Okay, I didn't. All right. I'm still at... Nope, I'm not at any low weight, so this doesn't matter. Let's go. That's all we had of that. Actually did have some poison arrows. Alright, let's use a crossbow. I should have upgraded some crossbows as well. The effective range is a little bit low on this. Let's actually try this sniper one. I'm being resourceful with my flasks because, again, I'd like to get to where the dragons were to see if there was any loot before I use a bonfire. It's not ideal in terms of speed, but in terms of safety, that's better choice. I wonder why it's stuck. Atrocious. Maybe it just would have been better with some spells, actually. Let me just use some arrows. What do I have? Moonlight arrows. I only have good arrows. What about bolts? Do I have better bolts? Sniper bolts, sure. Yeah, that's better. Not by much. It's also a little bit problematic that it's stuck facing, so I can't run up and do a lunging attack to finish it off. That's probably taking a massive hit. From here. And this. Okay, well, in the end I took some hits. Oh, that was a lot of curse damage too, Jesus Christ. Wonder if that has potential to one-shot. Oh, that would have been horrible if he one-shot me with curse. Like, right at the last arrow. Imagine if that would have happened. I would have cried, I think. Or wept like a baby. Here, twinkling little lizard. There it is. Get over here. Not quite a one-shot. Midnight scale. Wait, this dragon is gone? Oh my god, there's more? Ugh, well, let's just get through it. Night chunk. Yeah, this first dragon is actually gone. Interesting. Yeah, let's see if I can get it up to the next dragon reasonably fast. I have to fight through these guys. Well, let's get to it. He saw me. He actually saw me. I know there's a way back there too, but I do believe that goes the wrong way. I mean, we can take a look real fast. I believe that is the way up to the right. I believe this leads somewhere else. This seems like a dead end. I'm not gonna fight both of them at the same time. Let's see who has the balls to come up first. Whee. No. That's a bad one. Come on, Jesus Christ. There we go. That was just very badly fought by me. I'm getting a little impatient here. Also expecting an attack when there isn't one. I suppose this is like a farming spot. If you need something, they drop. There isn't a reliable bonfire nearby. Oh, that was heavy. Cost me 2 flasks. You pull these kind of far. Oh man, not with that healing lady back there. Let's see how far I can pull it. There's a lot of them too, what the hell? Oh, please slap your healing lady. Yeah, this is going very poorly. What do these guys drop? I haven't gotten anything. Very peculiar. I figured I would have gotten something unique from them by now. Nice. Still no interesting drops. I think there's one more. One more fella. Screw your candles. Fire hazard. It's the boss. Sunlight medal. Medal received. Oh, it's a token. Alright, is there any way to do it this way? Good one. Actually dealt quite good damage. I'm kind of glad I didn't use them earlier. Yeah, I'm very glad I didn't use it earlier. Chunk, Ember. Yeah, I really need to... I need to respawn... that one thing. One gooey monster. And I realize this episode has gone long, but it's okay. Okay, this is not where I wanted to go. Okay, bye. Wait, is that where we started out? I think it is. I think that is the beginning of... Oh, right, it is. I think I came up here, saw the wall, and then went back down. I completely forgot, actually. I'll check. I'll check once I have looted this, this dragon. If there is any dragon loot. Late night chunk. Yeah, they're just giving it to you now. There's somebody in here. Oh, over there they are. Crossbow. This is not where I wanted to go. The dragon is gone now. What the? Where is this? Okay, I'll drop down there later. First, let's go over to this dragon. There's some loot over there. Is that a fall we can take? Let's go for it. Oh, that was painful. Much Titanite Shard. Soul of a Crestfallen Knight. That was some epic harmony of synchronization. Boxes breaking. On screen, sure. Sunlight Straight Sword. We have to check this out on the next episode. I don't want this episode to go much longer than 2 hours. Braille Divine Tome of Lothric. Let's see what we need to do with that later. And here we just drop down, I believe. The problem is I'd like to get back up. Painful, but that's okay. Okay, we have a few more areas to explore. No, sorry, wrong way. It's up here. Not gonna check that, and we're not gonna check this. Not yet. I'll check the elevator and everything, yeah. In the next one. No. Someone. Yeah, there's somebody in here. There is a knight in here. You can hear that rustling armor. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, it's a ladder. It's not gonna hurt. I need now to increase... I need to use this. Straight up. This is way too many souls. Sacrificial ring, knight's ring. That we can check. Increases strength, nice. Right, so let's see what... Oh. For a free one. Right. Large Titanite scale. Time for Praise the Sun. Oh, okay. Sun medal. I'll check out what the sun thing is later and I'll just give a summary. Alright, well that was it actually. I'll deal with the one gooey black thing in the next one. We'll check that one in the next one, that in the next one, the elevator, the lift here in the next one. But I do believe that is only gonna lead me back to the Boreal Valley bonfire. So yeah. Oh, this was a massive exploration. I hope I didn't mess anything up with those dragons. I'll have to check that too. And the gooey monster that spawns down here, I will kill in the next one to get some chunk. Oh, and I will also check if I can get those dual axes from that winged knight. Anyways, won't go through any weapons or anything like that. Now, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna equip the new sword I got. So, as a reminder to read it in the next episode. I'm just doing this. Where is it? So we also have a lot of money to buy all the gear. Sunlight sword. We'll check that in the next one. Anyways, looks kind of cool. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.